How's it going, guys? Vaibhav here and welcome to a video talking about the LG Wing. Now, I'm making this video a couple of hours before the LG Wing's official announcement, but I thought I'd make the video anyway because pretty much everything about the specifications as well as the design language has leaked. It's available to the public, so I thought I'd jump the gun, make the video and not just discuss the specifications that are rumored and supposedly the ones that are coming to this phone, but the concept overall. So LG has been a company that's sort of been in the middle ground when it comes to foldable smartphones. So it's not gone for that Samsung or Huawei route, but it does have a dual display concept which you can attach to pretty much any LG flagship phone to make it a two display smartphone, something similar to what you get with the Microsoft Surface Duo. But with the LG Wing, that's sort of taken to the next step, and that's exactly what I want to discuss in this video. So this comes from Evan Blass. Most of the stuff that I'm going to be discussing has happened in the last couple of days, so that's something to keep in mind. But Evan Blass basically posted on Patreon, which is of course behind a paid wall subscription that I don't have, so I thought I wouldn't make a video on it on September the 8th, but since then he has made everything about the phone public, so I thought I might as well make this video. So one of the first images right here is one that's sort of showing off a shot from a drone as well as a map, and it's showing how this dual screen technology can be used. It's definitely something interesting for sure, and since then we've also had an official exclusive look over from NextPit, and I want to discuss this by going onto their actual website. These are official renders from LG themselves that have allegedly leaked, and that's exactly what I want to discuss here. So in a nutshell, this thing does look crazy, but it might have a purpose to it. So we're looking at a 6.8-inch OLED display on the front with, I think, a 4-inch display on the bottom side. And with this swivel mount that you see in front of you, it basically allows you to have different experiences when watching content. Say for YouTube, the video will be on screen and you could pretty much navigate everything else at the bottom of the screen. This could be used for maps and a separate application, and this basically goes over the use cases of the dual screen technology. So as I mentioned, you could use two applications, for example YouTube video and text messaging like this says, or you could use one application in its extension mode, as LG will most probably call it. So here the video has sort of expanded, but you can see everything else about the video, your playlist, your comments even, all at the bottom screen. And it's pretty cool, something like the Galaxy Fold 2, and how it does is flex mode, where you can pretty much prop it up as a laptop, and by doing so you get this dual operation. It's not quite as similar to having two screens, but it's definitely a concept, and I'm making a video on the Galaxy Fold 2 very soon on this channel, so do subscribe, check out that video when it comes out. And yeah, that's what I wanted to say. But this is sort of the usability concept that LG is going for. Now, we don't know how much of a success this is going to be, but a lot of this also depends on how application manufacturers are going to adopt this technology, because even though we've got foldable smartphones like the Fold 1, the Fold 2, the Mate X, the Mate XS, the prominent ones that I've named so far, none, or a very few manufacturers or very few number of applications have actually tailored their experiences to suit those form factors. And that's something that LG will face, considering it's not a huge player in the market. Samsung and Huawei are relatively bigger than LG, and they still haven't been able to incorporate all of these changes to some of the applications, some more prominent applications than others. And this will be a challenge that LG needs to overcome if they want to make this product a successful one. Now, I do think it's not going to be a big bang, or it's not going to be a successful product at first glance, because at the end of the day, this is a first generation product, and it's not like the Galaxy Fold 2 was, when the Fold 1 was sort of the first gen product. Then they had this Z Flip in the middle, which was sort of like a second gen product, and now the Z Fold 2 is pretty much perfect in all the ways that the Fold 1 wasn't. So that's how Samsung improved. I think LG's improvement will take time, and seeing that foldable smartphones have gotten to the point that the Galaxy Fold 2 delivers, this might be looked from a very, very crucial eye from reviewers and pretty much people who use this. But again, this all depends on build quality and how all of these applications work. The swivel mount is something that's unique. We haven't seen it in the past, or we might have, but it wasn't as prominently discussed. So that's another thing to keep in mind. These are some more use cases right here. So you could have your music open as well as navigation maps. You could be chatting to your friend as well as watching a YouTube video. That's something that I mentioned. Video streaming as well well as shopping or looking at what you're streaming to, buy the product. These are just some use cases that they are showing off. Of course, you can use it for multitasking. That's pretty obvious. You can have it in portrait mode as soon as you swivel the mount over. It changes, and apparently you can actually have these pairs of applications happen. So if you swivel it on the left, for example, it could open a certain pair of applications. If you swivel it on the right, it might be completely different. That's something that I'm sort of getting a sense towards. Again, this is not confirmed, and I'm not waiting on LG to reveal all this because it's pretty similar to what I'm talking about. So there's no added value in what LG shows us because we've got official LG renders here, so it's not like it's going to be that big of a difference. This is basically what I was talking about with how one application can adopt the main screen and the other application can adopt the non-main screen. So that's pretty much the essence of the product, and a lot more to do with clockwise and anti-clockwise rotation. I don't know how it's going to affect build quality because we've had those up and down hinges, or not even the up and down hinges, but the up and down camera mechanisms that sort of phased out, and this might just be another product that phases out in my opinion. Now, since all of this has launched, we've had even more pictures from Evan Blass sort of showing off the design of the LG Wing. In first glance, or at first glance, it looks pretty similar to what the Oppo Reno 4 looks, or the Oppo Reno 4 Pro looks. It doesn't quite share the same design language as the LG Velvet would, with those smaller camera bumps, but it does have a triple camera setup, which is something that I can highlight over here. And yeah, apart from that, it looks pretty much your average smartphone from the front. I don't know how this will impact the thickness of the smartphone. That's something to keep in mind for sure. From these renders, it does look pretty thin, and LG is sort of going for this product lineup that's pretty thin, pretty manageable, lightweight, and just clean looking. So they might not want to sacrifice on this, but that's again something we'll have to wait for the full announcement for. Another use case which I mentioned already. And yeah, I don't know if this product is really gonna pick up. If you ask me, it feels like a experimental or a developmental product by essence. As far as the specifications of the product go, there was an article by Let's Go Digital a few days ago which discussed pretty much the likely specifications of the smartphone. One of the things to be excited about is this is going to have the same gimbal-like mechanism we saw on the Vivo X50 Pro. In fact, I've been using the Vivo X50 Pro for maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks now. It's a great smartphone. It has the Qualcomm Snapdragon 765G processor. If you want to read more about it and my full review, you can go ahead and check out the link down in the description. But it has the same camera apparently on the LG, which means you're gonna get better low light performance, low light video definitely, and it also has the same processor. So this thing comes with the 765 as I mentioned. The LG will also come with the 765. That's no surprise, and that way maybe LG can actually keep the price of this phone down and make it accessible to a lot more of the audience. So again, that's something to be excited about. As I mentioned, 6.8 OLED on the front, 4 inches in the center or in the inside. I don't know if this one is going to be OLED, but if they want to keep the experience consistent, I'm pretty sure they're going to go with OLED for that one as well. So this is the overall concept of the phone. We're gonna know more with the official announcement. 8GB of RAM, 128GB of ROM, pretty standard stuff, and a 4000 milliamp hour battery. Now, I really want to compare this to the Galaxy Fold 2, which I have used for a couple of days, so that's something that sort of will give me a better idea. And if I can use the LG Wing as well, I could pretty much compare both the smartphones. And if you want to see that video, let me know in the comments down below, and make sure to give this video a like rating so it helps out my channel, helps me grow, all of that good stuff. But yeah, those were my thoughts on the LG Wing. Pretty interesting phone, pretty interesting considering everyone's going towards the foldable lineup and this is something completely different. But hey, it's 2020, everyone's doing things differently, and LG might be onto something with this one. We'll only know in a couple of years down the line. So that's been it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. This was Vaibhav, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.